係莎拉啊，歡迎大家收睇第二集嘅開羅日互動直播啊！嗱，第一集啦，小妹就訪問過練馬師大衛希斯啊。究竟第二集請嚟嘅嘉賓係邊一位咧？就係上季開倉攞到好亮麗嘅成績，就係練馬師韋達啊！咁我哋 before 請佢同我哋傾偈之前啦，一定要撳個 like 啦，同埋咧都可以睇一睇關於練馬師韋達嘅資料喎。咁啊，上季練馬師啊非常之犀利啦，因為咧一開倉已經攞到44場嘅頭馬㗎啦。咁啊，大家都叫開佢13少啦。點解叫13少咧？就係因為咧佢做騎師嘅時候咧，已經係香港咧係攞到13屆嘅冠軍騎師。咁由騎師嘅身份轉做練馬師啦，當然唔少得啦，就大家對佢好觸目嘅期望啦。好啦，咁啊大家都睇完啦，究竟佢開羅日啦派幾隻賽區上陣啦，佢個呢個參戰嘅機會係如何咧？我哋都可以問一問佢啊。好啦，咁啊事不宜遲啦。Let's click like button to welcome the horse trainer, Mr. Douglas Whyte.
Good afternoon.
Hi, hello Douglas. Thank you very much for being here with us.
My pleasure.
咁啊，我睇一睇啦，關於啲朋友嘅留言啦，咁啊，好多人問9月6號啦，呢匹馬機會大唔大媽啦？咁另外咧，都有朋友問下啊，關於佢喺暑假嘅時候啊，嗰個生活係點樣啦？阿尊就話非常期待呢個娛樂嘅節目啊，當然即係呢個疫情關係都幾影響我哋大家嗰個生活啦。咁我睇下啦，阿韋達呢位嘅練馬師，佢喺暑假嘅時候做過啲乜嘢啊 ？What did you do in the summer holiday, boss?
That's interesting. I went to Italy, I went to Phuket, Australia, America. No, to be honest, I spend most of my time with my horses. I know everybody had a really tough time being stuck in Hong Kong. It was one of the best times that I've had because I got to spend more time with my horses, understand them, and I've learned a lot through the summer.
Because people go nowhere due to the coronavirus during summer vacation. So do you miss your winery in Italy?
Not this year, I didn't know because I was with my horses. But yes, I do miss it for the future.
You went wig surfing with Ethan. He's good at it, right?
Yeah, he's very good. I used to do it when I was a jockey and part of my days off. But he's found a really good vibe with what he does, and he's now training, or he's a coach actually. He's a coach in Hong Kong. He's very good at it, so I'm pretty proud of him. It's something that he excels in. Unfortunately, he's going back to the UK to school on Saturday, so he'll have to give his wake surfing job up. But he's had a good summer anyway.
咁啊，都睇一睇究竟今季啦，佢個情況會點啦？阿浩永就話見到神操表韋達同埋周俊樂啦，日日操好多馬都非常勤力喎。So let's get into the racing question. So you have 44. You've got 44 wins last year, but the new horses rise. They got high ratings in the coming season. What is your plan in the season for them?
They did me proud. They went from 52s and they've climbed up. Quite highly in the ratings, but they've had a good time off now, and they've been able to accept what I've given them. And fortunately enough, they look to have handled the rising class, and they've handled the time off, and they've come back in good order. So I'm hopeful that they can be competitive in Class 3. The way they're looking and the way they're working, I'm happy.
見到阿軒吹話，見到阿女陪你拜神喎，佢咪幫你即係好多馬房嘅嘢啊。So your daughter Cara, she goes back and forth to the stable. Does she help you a lot with your stable work?
Yeah, she does. She's really a big supporter of mine, and she's here most days. She loves horses, as everyone knows. She's a qualified show jumper, and you know she took a gap year after she matriculated to come and work with me and learn a lot more at the stables, and she's a great asset to the team.
咁我見到阿 Kiwi 就話上年第一季咧由騎師轉做練馬師嘅感覺係如何啊 ？Boss, how much do you enjoy being a trainer and jockey?
Well, to be honest, I thought I'd miss being a jockey
a
lot more than I have, but you know, there's a lot. I thought I worked hard when I was a jockey. Let me tell you something. Jockeys have an easy life. Trainers work hard.
More tough than being a jockey.
Tough. It's more time consuming. But what comes with the time consuming is the fact that you get to actually be around and deal with the horses all day. So I'm very fortunate that I can actually ride the horses in the morning.
Right.
And I can then assess them and see how they are after their gallops, how they have appreciated their gallops, and how they benefit and advance from their gallops. So working with them in the stable has taught me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like having a lot of children.
Let's talk about the Olympic stables that you mentioned. Where you're based at, have a target of some negative feedback at times. What's your take on? And it's like to train there. As the Olympic stables, by you performing well in your first season as a trainer, what do you see as main challenges for you in the second season, boss?
I don't see any negativity coming from the Olympic stables. I only see a lot of positive. I got my stable and I transformed it and I changed a lot of things, doing things my way. I think I do a lot of things a European style way as opposed to a Hong Kong style way. I like my horses to have a lot more time outside of the stable. I'm further away from the track, which means I get to give them a good warm up. Mm-hmm. And then they walk home and a good cool down. So they've got more time away and out of their stable, mm-hmm. which is a big bonus to have in a place like Hong Kong. I know it's more time consuming, but for me, the horse is the most important thing, and they deserve as much time required by any individual as possible, and I afford them that opportunity. So mm-hmm. the Olympic stables, and I think the horses are showing that with the performance that they've been able to give me.
And you have a strong team behind.
Well, that's the other thing, you're only as strong as you are, but if you don't have a team behind you that supports you, well, everything falls apart. So I have a wonderful team, and the most beneficial thing is that they're willing to go and work harder and longer hours because we are further away from the track, and the horses are the ones that benefit more from all of that.
Let's talk about the apprentice jockey, Jerry, boss. Apprentice jockey, Jerry Chow, joined your stable last season. And some fans asked that about this apprentice jockeys, because as a trainer at opening day last season, you can see Jerry perform quite well. How would you describe his development as a rider since returning Hong Kong from his overseas training in Australia, Douglas?
Jerry came... he's a thorough professional. He wants to learn. He wants to advance. He came, obviously, having ridden in Australia, and there were a lot of expectations on him and a lot of pressure because he came earlier than was required.
Right. Only a year and a half, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the club needed him here, and he delivered, and he came, and I think he contained himself very well. He's accepted and been able to get used to the pressures of Hong Kong, mm-hmm. and I think it's a big step for him to, he has to ride along the likes of Joe and Zach and Vincent, and he's a young apprentice coming from Australia, having to be thrown in the deep end, and I think he held his dignity and his riding performance very well. So mm-hmm. I'm proud of him. We've been working together over the summer, and I think Jerry's only going to excel and get better. The only problem, Jerry is tall, and he has to maintain and control his weight. Mm-hmm. He has a similar problem to what I used to have. But nothing comes without hard work. And I think that if Jerry's willing to put in the time and the effort, he will be able to succeed.
So apart from Jerry, any main jockeys of this season, like Karis, Jerry, Hamlin, and Shep, would work closely with you in the coming season?
I'm open to using all jockeys. Mm-hmm. I think everybody's seen who I use and who I don't use. Mm-hmm. And I'm very fond of Karis, and of course, Bedell, Lexi Bedell, Antoine Hamlin, Vincent Ho, Jerry. Jerry. The biggest problem with Jerry is that he claims 10 still, so there's a lot of limitations on which rides he's allowed to take because he struggles with riding the lightweights.
Right.
I'll be using as many jockeys as available, and who obviously I've had a really good connection with Bedell and Karras and Vincent and Hamlin. So when they're available, they'll get priority.
So you and Alexis formed a strong partnership last season. Can you see the winning odds on Sunday will be good? Like because he's going to ride Super Wealthy on Sunday.
Yeah, look. I'm hoping that
What do you think about his trial performance?
Well, no, I'm happy with his trial performance. I'm happy with the horse. I love the horse. I think he's a very good horse. But everybody's got to understand that he's had knee surgery. It's his first run back after a very long time. He's had one trial, but he's been in work a long time, and I've built him up in order for him to have this run. I hope that everybody understands it's his first race of the season. It's his first race after a very long break. So, look, Alexi's got a very good record on him. He's ridden the horse every time. I think he likes the horse very much as well. I think his trial was a positive trial. He needed it badly, and I think he's improved after the trial. But whatever happens on Sunday, he's going to benefit from that, and he's going to be going forward to bigger and better things.
Let's talk about Indonesia Boss. Indonesia gave you first winner as a trainer at the opening day of last season. Can he win the first meeting back for the new season on Sunday? Because for his track work and the whole form, it's like there's no difference compared with last season. What do you think about his winning odds on Sunday?
Well, as they say, you don't break a winning formula. I've tried to keep the track work very similar.
Right.
He's, you've got to take into perspective that he's now got 133 pounds to carry. He's drawn the outside barrier.
11 gates.
A little bit difficult.
Yeah.
So I'm not denying the fact that I think he's in very good form, and I think that I'm very hopeful for him to be successful. He's been the highlight of my career. To have your first winner as a trainer, it's like having your first winner as a jockey. So he's done me proud. He was a very, very difficult horse when he came to me, and he's become a lovely horse to work and be around. And he's adapted to my routine and my training ways. And for that, he's probably one of the favorite horses in my stable. So I love him, and I hope that he can repay me with a winner on the first meeting.
Let's talk about other horses, Boss. About Amazing Kiwi and Simply Fluke by the fans. Amazing Kiwi and Simply Fluke won Chongfa trial recently. Is he boosting the horse form in Chongfa? What is your expectation on these horses?
Well, Simply Fluke, he runs next Wednesday at Valley. He's been a work in progress here, and he's a very difficult horse in the mornings. And I think you can see that from the training performance when he was based in Hong Kong. And the training performance now in Chongfa is a lot different and a lot better. So he's been able to do things differently to when he was in Hong Kong, and I think that's an asset to the Chongfa facilities. And he's back. He arrived today, so he will run next Thursday. Amazing Kiwi as well. He went up there to be able to use the spa facilities, and I wanted a different environment for him and the uphill gallop. So he's had a trial. My feedback from the trial was that he felt very good. He's enjoying what he's doing there, and he will run in 2 weeks' time. So those two horses are doing well.
好 so 問阿 Harden Lam 就有留言啊 Boss, any special targets for the coming season, especially win the pattern races?
Well, as always, everybody knows I'm a very competitive individual. I do set targets, and you know, I will set a target this year. But as long as I can keep my horses in good form and try and beat the winners that I had this year, that'll be a good target to start with.
The last question from the racing fans， 咁阿維維就話問韋達今季有邊幾練馬師係特別中意嘅？我不如問下佢同希斯啊。Boss, the relationship between you and Mr. David Hayes, like friend, like mentor, how you feel like when beating each other in the same race, like race 2 on the opening day, he's gonna have money more, and you gonna have another horse. You guys gonna beat each other on Sunday. How do you feel like?
Actually, with David, one of my first rides in Hong Kong was for David Hayes. I think it might have been my first ride in Hong Kong was for David Hayes. So we go back a very, very long way. And as everyone knows, I went and spent a month with him in Australia during my pre-trainer trials. He was very, very welcoming and a gentleman, and I can say that if he beats me in a race, I am happy, because I will go up and shake his hand. Hopefully he doesn't beat me too many times. Hopefully I beat him more than he beats me, but it will be more of a gentlemanly thing because I respect him and I'm sure he respects me. I've ridden a lot of winners for David, but I'm still very competitive, so hopefully I beat him more than he beats me.
Thank you for your time. And by CY Lau, the fans would like you to speak Cantonese, and because fans are missing you, missing your Cantonese speaking. Yeah.
Well, I used to study Cantonese, and then I got lazy because everybody talks English in Hong Kong. So you know, I don't speak a lot of it, only Siu, but I'm very grateful for all my supporters. Ngoy sai.
Thank you very much, boss. 咁我哋去到呢個時間咧都差唔多啦。其實咧喺早段嘅時間啦，如果大家有睇我哋嘅網頁嘅30秒騎師 challenge 啦 ，30 seconds jockey challenge by the jockey 啦，都可以睇一睇13少佢中意邊一位嘅騎師多少少啊。Have you watched the 30 seconds jockey challenge by Zach, Purden, Matthew and Vincent before, boss?
I'd like to see them.
咁我哋而家一齊去邊喎？睇一睇究竟。
Let's all see them together, and then I'll give you my views.
Yeah, sure. 咁我哋一齊去邊睇一睇啊 ！Let's take a look at the video。咁啊，呢個30秒嘅 Jockeys Challenge 啦，其實都係好犀利啦。Take a look first. So which one is your favorite, boss?
I'll let you know once we've all viewed them. I'm very different. I don't have a favorite. I will tell you which one I think did it the best.
I like Vincent's more. 我覺得何濟嗰個唔錯嘅喎。And what do you think, boss?
All right, if I've got to give a comment, I'm going to say that Vincent Ho did it the best. His form, the way he lands on his feet are very soft, and without a doubt, he did it the best.
Thank you for your time, Douglas. Thank you for your time, and good luck in this season. And I'll see you on Sunday.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank
good
you.
luck to all the fans.
Thank you. Goodbye. 下一集第3集嘅互動直播將會請嚟華將一哥何澤堯嚟同我哋傾下偈啊！記得9月7日星期一下午3點鐘啊 ，like and share 啦！我哋 stay tuned on our HKJC Racing Facebook， 下星期一見。